Solve the following quadratic inequality and graph the solutions on a number line. Okay, so first thing we want to do is let's solve for x here in this inequality. So the first thing we can do is change that less than sign to an equal sign, and then we can start doing some algebra. So first thing I'm going to do here is I see this 2 on the outside, and let's divide both sides by 2, and we can just get rid of that 2. Next up, we have this squared that's hiding away the x here, so let's go ahead and square both sides. Okay, and now all we need to do is basically just account for the positive and negative here, so we will have x plus 3 equals 2, and x plus 3 equals negative 2. Now we solve for x. So in this case, subtract 3 from both sides. It's going to give us negative 1. And in this case, again, subtracting 3. Oops. X is going to equal negative 5. Okay, so now we know our roots. So let's go ahead. We can basically write this on a number line and kind of get an idea of what we're looking at here. All right. So thinking about this parabola, if we were to kind of move this down here, we would have 2x plus 3 squared minus 8 less than 0, right? So what we want to basically solve for here is we want to find when this parabola is less than 0. So we have our roots here. We can think of this as the x-axis, which means that obviously y is equal to 0 here. And so we want to find when this parabola is below this axis. And since we know these are where the parabola is going to intersect the x-axis, and we know that this parabola, or rather if you want to look here, is positive, we know that roughly the parabola is going to intersect both these points. Oops, that's not a very good drawing. And it'll have some vertex down here. We don't really even need to know what it is. We just need to know the general shape. And this will tell us that the parabola is going to be negative between negative 1 and negative 5. So if we want to draw this on a number line, we use solid circles because our inequality here is less than or equals to. And then we have negative 1, negative 5, and then we're just going to draw that thick line between those two, okay? You can also solve this using test points if you like, where essentially you're just going to plug in numbers between all these values, so greater than negative 1, in between negative 5 and negative 1, and less than negative 5. And if the equality is satisfied, then you can figure it out that way, but graphing will give you the easier option, okay? So that's all for this one. I hope that helps. Thank you. Bye.